welcome to my channel. So I wanted to talk about these cube islands that everybody is making for their craft rooms and everything. So I run a body butter business, and I want to tell you some things that I have not seen or found in a lot of these videos is telling you how to buy these cube units and make these. Okay, so I'm gonna take you around and show you what the whole thing looks like. Again, like I said, I run a body butter business. Don't mind my office because I'm in the process of redoing it. So I'm trying to wait on some pieces to come in and finish remodeling. But so I am using different kind of containers that I got at the Dollar Tree to store my stuff to make it more organized. And I bought the units. I bought the cube units. Like they said, I bought the 6 units. And what people are not explaining to you, some people you see do this. I have seen some people make the base at the bottom to make it more sturdy. I did put wheels. I don't know if you can see the wheels on mine. My husband had a piece of wood out in the garage that he added on there. But as you can, if you look and see, you can see where it is dipping down in the middle. So it's caving in here. You can also see where we put the units together, and it is coming loose right there. And if you look back over there, same thing. So what he's gonna do as a fix is we're gonna add some more of our big boy wheels here that I have in the middle to reinforce it. But here's the thing that people don't tell you when you're doing this. So I'm gonna run down the prices for you so you can kind of see what I spent for it. So we end up going to Farmer Fleet and getting the wheels because at first we had smaller wheels, and what happened was they could not support the weight, so it caved in. It's not that the product is not meant for these. I take that back. The product, anything that weighs any amount of excess weight are not meant for these cubes. These cubes are not meant to be floating cubes, you know, to level up or anything. They're meant to be placed flat on the ground as they display them on their boxes, on the website. It's not really meant for this. You can try it as we did, but the amount of money you're going to spend trying to get it right is going to keep costing you in a sense. So we learned something from this process. So what we did learn after going through this, so let me give you some of my mistakes that I made, and I'm going to include pictures in there. I accidentally miscalculated. I bought the wrong size cube. I bought the 9 cube. I didn't know it would sit up so high. I am not I can't measure. I asked my husband that stuff. I always mess that up. So I thought maybe it would sit a little higher. I wanted to sit higher, but not as high as it was. It was way up there past where you can see my mixer is at. It was way up. It was too high. It was basically at my neck level, and I'm about 5'4", so it was too high. And if I had elevated it, it would have been even higher. So lesson learned in that. So he had to basically cut it in half. Well, not cut it. He cut the 3 of the rows off for me. So they became from a 9 to a 6. Okay. So we had to use larger wheels because the first wheels we got were smaller. They cost less. These larger wheels here was maybe about $10 a piece. $8 to $10 a piece at Farmer Fleet. Okay. So the units I bought, they were about $100 a piece, $100 and some dollars a piece, because again, I got the 9 cube instead of the 6. Not measuring right, my fault on that one. I bought 2 of those. So you got to think that's $200 some dollars, so about $250. Got shipping included, right? So then I went and got this top piece, which you can go to Home Depot and you can get that, and a whole sheet of it is probably about $40 round up, add some tax to it and everything. So we're looking at the price of all that. My husband already had that piece of wood, so we didn't have to buy that. Now this was put on after. He tried to do it like we've seen a lot of videos with not putting the supporting of real wood. And the reason I say real wood versus these cube units, they are really pulpy. You cannot drill in those. They are not made to support the drills, and they're not made to support the screws and stuff, because eventually they will break. And I'm going to take you around here just so you can see what I mean. So you can see he reinforced the top with that, but you can see how this pulpy wood, and it, when I say pulpy wood, it is like a cardboardish type of material inside of these. So it's not made for nothing except for what they really give it, what they give you. Because eventually this whole thing, it's not going to last long. But what we did learn was my husband was like, it'd have been cheaper or just the same amount that I paid for all of this stuff is to actually buy real wood and make this whole thing himself. He could have did that, but I was looking at the videos. I'm like, oh no, this would be easier. This will save you some time. But he broke it down to me how he can do it better. So this is, again, this is a learning experience that next time we will make this from scratch. Now the tabletop, I gotta wait till my screen to refocus. The tabletop itself, that's a good buy because you're just using it as a top. You're not drilling anything to it. You will use the L brackets to actually, I'm sorry, wait, I have to refocus. The L brackets to actually reinforce it at the top. So that's something you will use that'll come in handy, but it won't be too bad. So we went through a couple things with this. So it's been flipped the other way around because the top part at first, you can see where it's thicker here. That was actually the bottom. So the whole square part of the units, if you're familiar with them, they are thick like this all the way around. If you notice at the bottom, it's no longer thick because that's where he cut it at. And this was at the top. But this part that was the top, it started actually where the wheels was in. It started caving in into the actual top layer of that wood because it wasn't meant for that, because it needed a solid piece of wood as a foundation. Again, you know, it was a learning experience. We did not realize that. And when you drill directly into that, which my husband thought he could until he realized how pulpy it was, that you really can't do that. It wasn't meant to support that. Is really meant to be flat. But again, and I had a tall flat one kind of like this one, but I had one, it was like a 9 unit standing up, or 9 or 12 I think it was, standing up on there before. And the thing is, even after a while, those become wobbly with weight. So it's really not meant for something really sturdy and heavy. So I would say if you're able to or know somebody who could do it for you, I would say invest in going to the hardware store like Home Depot, Menards, or something like that, and buying some real wood and making you one out of that. I would say you can go and save money by buying the top part. I forgot what that a particle board, I think that's what it's called. Particle board for like maybe $40 for the top, for your countertop. That's fine. That's worth it, you know, because really all I'm gonna be doing is mixing product and stuff like that. So that's fine. So am I looking at this to last long term? It's not. It's not gonna last long term at all. But I'm aware that, again, me and my husband learned this was the first time we did this. They make it look so easy, but I've never seen a video where they tell you the cons of it. Overall, I probably spent about $400. Part of it was my fault, again, for ordering the wrong units, the wrong unit squares I had to cut, so I lost some product within that. We had to flip it. Luckily, my husband had that piece of real wood already out in the garage. He's gonna go get 2 more of these big boy rollers. So then that way we can give it some support in the middle where it is bowing down there, where you can see it's going down versus here, just to give it some added support, and probably put one in the middle also to bring it back up where we can actually seal those and make it back level up there. But am I looking for this to last long term? Absolutely not. It is something that I wanted to try. My husband, he did it for me. I asked him and he did it for me, and we learned from this. So I hope I can save somebody a little money out there when you're thinking about building this and they're showing you how easy it is to build. Yes, these units are very easy to put together when you're doing them. You put nut bottoms on, and I see some people put the legs on them, so that's adding an extra level, and they put the one in the middle to add some extra level. Even for a crafting table, like say if you're using this for material and stuff, eventually if you're adding anything that's gonna add weight to this type of build, it's gonna do the same thing. whether what we're doing, and I distributed some of my weight. Like I got my salts here, I got my waxes over there on the other side. I got, you know, some my body butters and stuff like that. I try to distribute it so it wouldn't be all heaviness in one focused area. But most likely what I'm gonna do for my heavier items, I'm probably gonna put those in a different kind of container and store them somewhere else. So then that way I can let this make this last me for a little while longer. But again, I hope this helps somebody who is looking to build one of these islands. I know when you look for them on the site, they're like $500 or $600, if not more. If you choose to buy one of those, I would say verify what type of wood are they using to make it with, because it might be worth it to spend that money depending on what you're using it for. But if you're using it for something light or something, then maybe it'll be all right. It depends on what you're using for, but eventually they will wear and they will, you know, probably dip on you a little bit. But for now, we're just going to fix that part and we're going to see where we're going to go from there. So again, I hope this helps somebody, because I feel like all the videos are showing you how to build them. Nobody is telling you the cons of what happens once they're built, the wear and tear. And I haven't had it that long. We just built this because I'm redoing my office. I bought a new desk and everything, and I wanted something I could move out the way if I need to, or pull it, you know, in the middle of the center of the floor when I'm doing something else. So again, thanks for stopping at my channel. Please like and subscribe. I am trying to start my YouTube, and I hope this helps somebody. Have a great day. Bye.